All right, if I was in Florida right now and I had to prep my family for a hurricane that was going to hit in 2 days, I can't leave, gas stations are out of fuel, and I got to decide what to do. Here are my top 3 tips on how I would do that to make sure that my family stays safe. First of all, leave. Go stay with friends or family somewhere else. Leave the area. Fighting a hurricane is not a good idea. Okay, number 2, I'm going to go over some gear and some things that I think you should have on hand, whether you're in the military or not, that can help increase your odds of survival and lasting as long as possible. Why should you listen to me, and what do I know about hurricanes? I'm in the United States Army, and I've spent a lot of time in the field. And if there's one thing the Army is really good at teaching you, no matter what your job is, it's basically how to be homeless, how to sleep on the ground, how to be uncomfortable, how to be hot and sweaty and gross, and still have a good attitude and survive. And also get rained on a lot. So I have a lot of experience getting rained on a lot. I have a lot of experience sleeping under the stars. And I have a lot of experience being in the field, being cold, wet, miserable, and hungry. Number 1 tip I can give: water, water, water. Fill every tub in your house, every sink in your house with water, so that you have as much water as humanly possible stored in your house. You should get some kind of Brita or some kind of water filtration system or item. And I guarantee everybody at the store is going to be going after the bottles of water, not the Britas. I would go after the Britas, and I would get a bunch of filters. Because you're about to get a bunch of hurricane water, and that's water, right? You could just dip the Brita out your window, bloop, get you some water, filter that thing with the Brita, drink up, right? Don't fight people for the bottles of water. You're going to be fine. All right, number 2, food. Now, you may not know this, but you go 3 weeks without food. This is a very low priority item. I know for some of you, you're going to freak out. Some of you are like, I need my Skittles and my Snickers because I eat the Snickers upside down for the taste. Yeah, all right, whatever. Okay, this is what I would take, and this is what I keep my 72-hour bag for me and my family here, right? So these are Mountain House. This is like what you'd find in an REI, a Walmart, whatever. And these are my 2 favorite meals, granola and breakfast skillet. That's why they're in our bag. Now, this is what the Army would issue, right? You could buy this at a surplus store. You could also just get ramen, tuna, anything that's packed full of calories or is very cheap, doesn't take up a lot of space, and doesn't weigh a lot, right? So canned goods, tuna's a good option, maybe peanut butter. Let's talk about some of those essentials, maybe beans, maybe rice. But keep in mind, the power is probably going to go out. So anything that requires power to cook, probably not a good idea. I would stick to things that don't require power. Or if you're like me, I don't care, I'll eat cold beans, right? But if that's not you, that's not your vibe. Did you say that? Okay, the next thing that's really important is staying dry, right? Being wet for too long, you can get trench foot, you can get be more prone to athlete's foot, you can get all kinds of infections on your feet, and that's a problem. Also, being wet for prolonged periods of time in cold weather, you're more likely to get hypothermia. All really bad stuff, really gnarly stuff. So waterproof, 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 stay dry. So number 1, this is what I would use if I was prepping for my family, right? It's called dry bags, okay? So put your items in here, right? Fold it over, right? And then it's sealed, right? So it stays nice and dry, and the rain or water, right, doesn't get to my, like, fresh socks, right? Fresh, dry socks are gonna be critical if you're literally in water all day for this hurricane, okay? Now, a way that you can make this, if you don't have this or have access to this or have somewhere you can get this, trash bags, right? Take 1, 2, 3 trash bags, put them inside of each other, depending on how big they are, put your items in there, and seal each trash bag. So if one of them gets a tear, a nick, whatever, the odds of your item getting wet are lower. Something else you can do is gallon Ziploc baggies, duct tape on the outside of the bag all the way around, making it like a little purse. And I learned about this at Officer Canada School. It's called a Ranger purse. So you can put all kinds of things in that, like your cell phone, your wallet, birth certificates, stuff like that. That's really important. Put it in there, seal it, fold it, keep it close to you, right? Make sure it stays dry. This is a rain jacket. Again, just because you don't have access to this doesn't mean that you can't use something that's close, right? So a lot of jackets will be waterproof, right? A lot of the North Face jackets that are cool to wear, and a lot of other things like that, or you can just go get literally ponchos. Just anything to help reduce how much you're getting wet. Okay, so a couple other small things that would be nice to have, but you don't have to have them. Flashlight, right? I always keep a couple of these small ones, just a little flashlight, right? So just a little keychain flashlight, nothing crazy, and this can be recharged with USB, so I don't have to like put batteries in it. And if you do have a flashlight that's bigger and requires batteries, right? Extra batteries, always good to have on hand, but just a nice to have, right? So emergency blankets, right? So I have several of these in our 72-hour bag. Use it, and then I'll just throw it away, right? Or you can keep it with you, whatever, but it's not going to go back inside of this. You're not going to refold one of these. Think of like aluminum foil, right? But it reflects all the heat back in. You can also put this inside of and wrap it around you on a rain jacket, right? And help keep you warm in a really cold environment. Thank you, living in the Arctic. That's how I learned that. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Remember the big takeaways here: water, water, water. Fill your tubs. non-perishable food, get stuff that's calorie dense, it's gonna last for a while, you don't have to warm it up, and stay dry. Keep your stuff dry, keep your feet dry, and keep your loved ones dry. And most importantly, stay safe out there, stay out of the hurricane, keep your heads down. All right, any other questions you put in the comments, I'll do my best to answer it. Remember, the Army's trained me pretty well on how to be homeless, if I do say so myself. If your dreams don't scare you, you need new ones. Good night.